This is part 2 for the dynamic squares throw. I'm going to show you how to make the small square. Let's jump in. It's time to make the small squares for the dynamic square throw. You need to make a total of 24 of these. We're going to begin with a slip knot. For a slip knot, you put the tail into the palm of your hand, take the working yarn, wrap it around your forefinger and middle finger. When you come back up, cross over, rotate your hand over, go underneath the front loop, grab the back loop, and off, and you have a slip knot. You're going to place that slip knot directly onto your hook, and we're going to start off with a chain 4. Make sure I have some slack yarn right here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to chain 4. Once we get our chain 4 completed, we're going to join with the slip stitch into the very first chain to create a ring. So I created a nice little ring. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to put 2 double crochets into the ring. 1, 2. Now I want to remember that this original chain 3 counts as a stitch. So I'm going to grab a stitch marker and I'm going to put it into the third chain of that original chain 3, just so that I know that that is where the end of that particular round is, okay? So I have it marked off. I'm going to go ahead and chain 2, and this next set of instructions I repeat a total of 3 times. So I'm going to put 3 double crochets all into that space of the ring, and then chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. I finish off with a chain 2, and I slip stitch into that third chain there, the one that I had marked. So I go into the chain and work my slip stitch. Now we completed this first round of the square in the round. The subsequent rows of the square are actually done in rows, meaning we're going to turn our work back and forth. Row 2 begins with a slip stitch into the next 2 double crochets. So I'm going to have slip stitches into the next 2 double crochets and then a slip stitch into the chain 2 space. I'm going to go ahead and do chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, so I can take my marker and place it into the third chain of that chain 3. And now I'm going to put another double crochet into this chain 2 space. I'm going to double crochet into the next double crochet, do a front post double crochet into the next one. So I go into the right side, behind the back, come out the left side, yarn over, follow that same path back through, and complete my double crochet. I do a double crochet in the next stitch, and I'm going to do 2 double crochets in this section right here of the chain 2. I need to do my chain 2 because I'm creating the corner at this point. So I've chained 2, come back down in this same chain 2 space, do my 2 double crochets. So I've created my corner right there. We're going to build this square going this way, and we're only going to build upon this corner. So I follow along in pattern. I put a double crochet in the next stitch, a front post into the next stitch, front post double crochet, a double crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 double crochets in the next chain 2 space. Once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and fasten off my work. To fasten off, you yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook, grab a good pair of scissors and cut the tail, leaving at least 4 to 6 inches. Pull that tail through and lock it off. We're now ready to jump into row 3 with our new color. For row 3, we're going to start off with a new color, but we are not turning our work at this point. I've rotated my work so my right side is still facing me, and I'm getting ready to join with my new color into the stitch I have marked right there. So with the right side facing me, I'm going to go ahead and put my hook right into that same stitch that's marked and join my new color with a slip stitch. Simple as that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab another marker and put it into the third chain of that chain 3, just so that you guys have a point of reference of what's happening here, okay? So I'm going to put that marker in there. Now it says to go ahead and we're going to do a front post double crochet around the next double crochet. So I've yarned over my hook. I'll do a front post double crochet around this next double crochet. And then I'm going to do a double crochet into the next one, a front post into the next, double crochet, a front post into the next, and then a double crochet. I'm now at my corner, so I'm going to work my corner, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, all into that chain 2 space. I go ahead and I carry on in my pattern, which says I'm going to put a double crochet into this double crochet, do my post, my front post, double crochet, front post, which you'll notice is stacked onto a previous front post, double crochet, post, and you don't want to forget this very last double crochet right there at the very end. When you get to the end of this row and you finish your last double crochet, we're going to turn our work. I'm going to turn my work and it's time to jump into row 4. So I'm not changing colors at this point, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chain 3. Again, that counts as a double crochet. So I'm going to grab another marker, put it into the third chain of that chain 3 so that we know that's the end of my row. And I'm going to start off in my pattern, which says we're going to do a back post double crochet. Now a back post double crochet is very similar to the front post. The only difference is it's going to make our post stitch go towards the back of us, but in the front of our work, but in back of what we're looking at. So we yarn over our hook. We're going to go into the back of our work from the right, around the post to the left. So all my hook is done in the back. If you look where to twist it over, it looks like this. Yarn over my hook, and I have the hook go that same path. So I'm coming back that same path and up. You see that? I go ahead and I complete my double crochet. I'm going to do a double crochet in the next stitch, and it's time to do a back post double crochet again. Yarn over your hook, come behind your work, go into the right, around the post, out the left side, yarn over, come out the left side, around the post, and up. Yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2. Do my regular double crochet, and we're going to do a post stitch again. So I yarn over my hook, go into the back of my work, come from the right side to the left side around the post, yarn over, have the hook go back that same path, back up, and double crochet. I keep repeating these 2 stitches, the back post double crochet and the double crochet, until I get to my chain 2 corner. When I'm at my corner, I'm going to go ahead and do my 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Then I'll jump back into my pattern of double crochet, back post double crochet, all the way to the end of the row. At the end of the row, you're going to fasten off and we're going to rejoin with the new color and jump to the next row. At the end of row 4, you went ahead and turned your work, and it's time to jump into row 5. For row 5, we're going to change colors yet again. We're going to start with our new color joined with the slip stitch into the very last stitch we completed of the previous row. So I'm grabbing my new color and I'm just going to do a slip stitch right here. And I'm going to start with a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Once again, I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to place it into the third chain of those turning chains or those beginning chains because that counts as my double crochet and that would be the top of my stitch. Now it says that I'm going to do a front post double crochet around the next double crochet. You can see here I've already created post stitches along there, so I'm just creating another post stitch. So because the post stitches are facing me, I know I'm doing a front post double crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and do my front post double crochet and a double crochet into the next stitch. I'm going to go ahead and do this to the next chain 2 space. So I'm going to yarn over, do a front post double crochet into the next stitch, and then a double crochet in the next stitch. Front post double, and then double. Front post. And what you're going to notice here, you guys, is that the post stitches are going on top of post stitches whenever they're readily available, when they've already been made before. And so it makes it really easy to know when they need to go into place. When you get over here though to where the new stitches are created from the previous corner, that's when you have to just kind of make sure that you're in your pattern and the post stitches going into the correct stitch. I'm back in my chain 2 section of the corner, so I'm going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Now I just follow along, repeating my pattern to the end of my row, which is already marked with my stitch marker right down there. So you completed row 5 and it's time to jump into row 6, and I want to show you how to do that again because it's a repeat of row 4 where we did the back post double crochets. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn my work and do my chain 3. Now I'm going to do my back post double crochet. So I yarn over my hook and going into the post of this stitch, I'm going to go behind my work, into the right, around the post, out the left. You can see if I turn it over, it looks something like that. Yarn over my hook, bring my hook back that same path and up. I have 3 stitches on my hook and I complete it just like a normal double crochet. I'm going to do a double crochet in the next stitch. Whoops. And then we'll do another back post double crochet. I really want you to be able to see this. So I'm going to yarn over my hook, coming in the back of my work, and coming in the right side, around the post, out the left side, yarn over, and then have the hook travel that same path again, and up, and complete my double crochet. Do my regular double crochet in the next stitch, and then a post stitch again. Yarn over my hook, come in from the back, come in the right side, over top the post, out the left side, yarn over, come back through that same path, and then complete my double crochet. What's happening here when you do your back post double crochets is we're pulling the post to the opposite direction because we really want those posts to pop out on that side. So by doing the back post double crochet, you're really making all of the work really happen on the right side of your work. So it's important that when we're looking at the wrong side and you have to do post stitches, that you complete them as the back post double crochet. You go ahead and you finish this row, which means when we get to the chain 2 space, you're going to work your corner stitch, which is a 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and then continue on in the pattern to the end of the row. You will repeat rows 5 and 6 for rows 7 and 8, and you're done with the small square. Let's go ahead and take a look at the small square in the actual throw. As you look at this, obviously the colors are different than what I was using because it would be really hard for you to see me making stitches in black. But this is our original square in the round when we started in the round 1, and then we started working back and forth in rows. And you can see, just like when we were doing the large square, that the post stitches all line up with one another, even though we are turning our work back and forth with this. And that's because we combined the front post double crochets with the back post double crochets, keeping all of those post stitches on the right side of our work. When the whole small square is complete, this is what it looks like. You can see that these chain 2 sections where the corner is happening, it is simply just a corner of the square. Now you completed the small square, you need to make a total of 24 of them. Then it's time to make the rectangle and assemble your throw, add the finishing, and you'll be done. The small square is complete. After you complete all of those, you need to do the rectangle. Stick around, I'm going to show you how to do that now.